It's just cool action, nothing too crazy.
And what about when his finger got?
I, when he lost his finger, I was like, how's he gonna explain this to his family? What's good? Welcome back. Say What's Real crew. I'm Nick.
And I'm Nobody, a.k.a. Hutch.
This week we got Nobody 2. We're going to review that. We also going to talk about the NFL AFC playoffs, sleepers, offensive player of the year. We about to get into it. So, what'd you think of Nobody 2?
It was a beautiful disaster. And to be honest with you, I loved every minute of it. This was a good story. It was a simple story. It was short and sweet, and that's kind of what we needed at this point in an action movie flick. I feel like the longer the action movie flick is, it gives you too much stuff that's just unnecessary, right? I love the cast here. Beautiful, beautiful cast. Thought everyone did a great job. Obviously, Hutch, want to be a better family man, but trying to juggle both things of being an assassin and a family man, and then him finding this underground crime ring and going on vacation, trying to be a good father and still be a supporting husband while being a motherfucking killer, bro. So, and I really did enjoy his wife. They gave her more character development. The kids were cool. I feel like the daughter was kind of like there, but the son, he had a character. I enjoyed the grandfather, Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future. Love him. He was funny. And the brother, the black brother, it was cool seeing him. And
RZA.
Yeah, man, RZA, yeah. And he, pulled out a little sword. I was listen, gory, good kills, good summer action movie for me. I really enjoyed this movie for what it was. I didn't come in here expecting it to be something amazing or anything like that. But you could tell that the two writers part of this movie were part of John Wick. You could definitely tell. You could definitely see some of the John Wick in this movie.
So, I know your rule. So if the movie's shorter than like an hour and 45, it's gonna be ass. I always had it in my head like we said it was an hour and a half. Oh, that's not good. So knowing that, I go see it, and I didn't see the first one, and I felt like my life was cool without it. After seeing the second one, my life is cool without this.
You don't need to see the first one.
I liked the movie. It was simple, like you said, straightforward. The action was good. It was good popcorn-worthy action. I will say that. Like, the story was okay. I didn't really care for Lindina. Like, her as a big bad boss, I was like,
Sharon Stone.
Yeah.
Sharon Stone.
It was Lindina, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the character's name. Sharon Stone, the actress.
Yeah, when she slit dude neck at the casino, I was like, oh, she's badass, and they going into it, but first it was the mayor. I'm like, the mayor of the town, this is my city. You just beat up my son. I was like, all right, the story was
that was cliche.
Yeah,
that was cliche.
It was okay. And then you got the dirty cop who's two-timing, but he's really working for the boss. I was like, all right.
Stuff that we've seen numerous of times.
This movie was cool. Like, I would have much preferred it at home, honestly. If this was something to watch at home, I would have been like, oh, it's straight. We got some good food, cook something real, gonna watch some action. Cool. I'm not really in love. Since I didn't watch the first one, I can't really speak to it, but the main character, the casting for him, I like him from Better Call Saul, but and he does look like a family man, but it just, for him to be like an assassin, it just doesn't look like I'm like, bro, like, I don't look at him and think, oh yeah, he can whoop some ass. Like, it's just,
he's supposed to be an older, retired assassin. You know what I mean? I mean, come on.
Like I said, I didn't watch the first one, so I'm just watching this just to watch it.
Yeah.
Still was a good watch. I enjoyed it, but we talk about spoilers, so right after I talk about this, I'm gonna just start going deeper into the movie. So if you haven't watched the movie, then come back. But now that I said that, Dog, when he's fighting all these guys in the elevator, I'm like, all right, it's cool. But the whole time, like, your wife is texting you like, oh, you know, she wants to say something. They want to have this conversation. Then she speeds off. And then she comes back and she's like, you know what? You know, forget it. You know, he's like, I promise I'm going to make this planned vacation. And I'm like, does she not know that he's an assassin?
She does know it.
Yeah. So I'm like, why?
But we really don't find out she knows it until later on in the movie.
Exactly. So I'm like, if you knew, you kind of know what comes with the game. But then at the end, you want to acknowledge it like, oh, do what you have to do. Make sure you get us home safe or some shit like that. And I'm like, it just took all the air out of like her tripping in the whole first half. And then all of a sudden, she was just fine with it.
They try to put some drama to it.
You know what I mean? Forced.
Yeah, put some drama in that they're having marital issues.
Yeah. I like the granddad.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd.
It's funny. The wolf was pointless. What was the wolf for?
Oh, you talking about the dog?
Yeah, was that a dog? I don't know. It had it chained up in the circus thing like it was a wolf or something.
Yeah.
It's for what? The kids, they were cool. RZA, I like RZA, so I like seeing that.
The kids, like I said, the son had a character arc because but the daughter didn't. You didn't see any real bonding between the father and the daughter.
Well, no, when the cop slapped,
the security slapped back her head. Yes, he came back and fought for her. But I'm saying you didn't really see them bonding. Like, he was really trying to find out, hey, son, what happened to you? Like, you really didn't see that much between the father and the daughter. You really seen that he wanted to get closer with his son. That was really the thing. And then they realized that him and his son realized, man, my dad's badass. And the mom pointed out, hey, he's going to be just like you with this violence. And we see what he did to a guy who's supposed to probably be trained. He choked him out and basically killed him?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's in his blood, per se. We'll just go with that. It's in his blood. No training, but we'll just go with this.
And like I said, it was just, I didn't want to think too hard on the movie because I was just sitting back and just watching it. The scene where they take the water taxi, that was cool. They was fighting. They just watch him get up out the water and just climb on board. I'm like, in real life, I'm kicking this nigga in the head, bro. Like,
I think everyone's doing it.
Yeah,
once you see someone coming back up, yeah.
So I'm like, oh, it's theatrics. It's for the movie.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's just cool action. Nothing too crazy.
And what about when his finger got?
When he lost his finger, I was like, how's he gonna explain this to his family?
That was my first train of thought, and it never got brought up.
Yeah, it never got brought up. I'm just like,
so I'm guessing you lose limbs on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's dumb. And that's what I'm saying. Each time he would come home early in the movie, he didn't have any blemishes on his face, or it's like there was maybe one time he had like a slight little bruise or something. But if he's an assassin and this is what he does, like, are you really hiding it from your family? Because it just.
Remember there was in the beginning scene, she was like, hey, there's blood on your face.
Yeah. Okay.
But to me, I will say this. I really did enjoy the action. I thought the action was beautiful. But I will say this. There was barely any blemishes on his face going against supposed to be highly class assassins.
Yes, bro.
But then when you go against people that are just quote unquote in the city, they're able to take off your finger and knock you out of a boat. That's a little iffy to me.
That's
you
what I'm
should
saying.
be able to destroy them just as easy, if not easier, than these high class assassins that you're taking out of left and right.
He did all his missions, and all his missions he barely had shit. He goes on vacation and he's getting like fucked up. I'm like, what? I'm like, one, the water taxi ride, that was that. You go to the warehouse and you fight everybody there, which I was like, why would they take the son, but they never really built it up for the dad to even get all sad and mad. You notice that, right? It's like they take the son.
By the time he gets sad and mad, he's trying to swing a bat at Hutch, at nobody.
So it's like he doesn't even know anything. It's like you could have made that more impactful. Like, you take the son and he's like stressing out, and Hutch be like, don't worry, I go get it. That's kind of how I would have did it. But they just kind of just took the son. The dad doesn't even know, right?
Not first.
That's why I'm like, what the fuck?
Remember, nobody had to tell him because he heard nobody said, I have your son. You have my son?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bruh, it literally felt like it was just a plot device. Like, to take his son to get Hutch involved to make him feel like, oh, I need to save the day, which is my last little complaint. None of this shit even had to happen. Like, he could have just walked away.
What I find to be very weird about a certain part is the reason he had to get back in the game is because he burnt money, right? He burnt all this money. And then I'm thinking, okay, he owes like this big debt, right? This is just me personally. I understand he's supposed to be, you know, a good guy, good family man, a good guy. But once again, I don't know why they love doing this burning money shit. Why wouldn't you yourself take that money, pay off your debt, and then get out of this shit? That's the way that I would have seen it. Because it's like, they don't, these are bad guys. They don't need this money. But I personally need this money so I can stop having to deal with that, do this stuff, and I can really be a retired family man. That's the way I would have seen it. But I understand that you're supposed to be like this a good action star guy. You're not supposed to just take money because it's evil. But is that not common sense?
No, that was a beautiful point. I didn't even think about that.
Why would you burn the money again? Like
that really. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about that, I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't he take? But that's the thing. He didn't even have to do that. He didn't
have to be involved at all.
He didn't have to be involved. I'm like,
he even gave him out. He even gave him out. Like, hey, just get out of here.
Why are you forcing a story? It's like it was for no moral purpose. It was just like, oh, because before they took the son, he started getting involved. That was my problem. It wasn't like the son was the main reason. He was getting involved before the son even got caught. He over here calling around like, hey, what do you know about this situation over here? Nick, why?
When you're supposed to be on vacation and focusing on
exactly. It wasn't like anything happened to him directly from the Lindina side to even get him involved. His problem was with the cops. After the local cops, that's it. But you're forcing a situation with Lindina for what?
And that's one of the negatives. See, that's one of the negatives about a movie that's very short. They were trying to make it short and sweet, give you a lot of action, and that means there's going to be a lack of substance in the story where if you added 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there to give us more of the story background, it could have been even better. And that's where, in your point, where you say, this is basically for you, stream, just stay at home and watch it. I can understand, because if you're at home, you're watching this on Prime or Netflix, this could really be, you might consider this at your house a real gold movie because you're enjoying a very good action flick. Yeah. Obviously, cinematography was good. Action didn't look fake. It was beautiful action. You could tell that the two of the riders from John Wick were in the movie by how much blood you got and how good the action was. But as to your point, there were some plot holes for sure, and that's because they cut a lot of the movie. You could tell, being only an hour and a half, you didn't get the full. If it would have been an hour and 45,
exactly.
You could have gotten
There's a lot.
Yeah,
and that's what I said. Your rule, if it's under that time, it's not looking good.
It is something to worry about when it comes to that because you're not going to get everything you need. I also did not like Lindina. Ladies and gentlemen, I just have a personal problem with Sharon Stone as a villain after Catwoman with Halle Berry. She was terrible as the villain in that. And I just can't. When I see her, I'm like, I don't believe it. And she seemed like a spoof to me, like a parody. Like she was the act. Yeah. It seemed like she was forcing the character.
When they first showed her though, when she slit the list,
that
seemed
cool. You know, when the dude
that
cool. Seemed cool. But then it just seemed like
she in that bit dancing.
Yeah, dancing.
That was like so awkward, bro. I was like, that's why you can't take it serious. And it's just a movie. It's like a fun, lighthearted, action movie. So it's like, oh, okay, I'll take that.
And then if you realize that's all she did was in the beginning. Like she made her people go out and they all got destroyed. And then, yeah, sure, but she didn't even she wasn't the one that hit nobody. She had her two goons take care of nobody. And then guess what? She got shot by his wife. So
I didn't like that. I didn't like Mama Bear taking out fucking Lindina, bro.
Especially when you built up Lindina to be this so powerful. Like
I didn't like that. She's like, she ran from the cabin all the way there. See, what I thought was gonna happen, they were gonna send goons and stuff to the cabin, and the mom was gonna be sniping their ass, picking their ass apart as soon as they come on property.
Which would have made sense.
Yeah, I'm thinking she's just gonna knock them down and protect the cabin. when they use her to show up to beat Lindina, I'm like, what? I'm like, why does she have to be the one? Like, we know why, but
I've like I said, I have a positive rating for this movie. There is one last thing I always have an issue with this in movies like this. Why can no, I guess, protagonist, none of the protagonists in this movie die? Why can't they just get shot and then that's it? You know what I mean? Why? I just feel like, I get it, lighthearted movie, but it's like everyone lived. Like the grandfather, they went after him. Oh, dad, he's fine. No injuries, no problems. Yeah, the mayor guy gets shot, but just shot. He lives.
See, I'm a tragedy guy as well. I need to see heartbreak. I need to see real loss. I need to see real consequences.
Even when they went to the cabin, no one got touched.
That's what I'm saying.
No one got hurt. It was like, I get it, but the only person who is trained in their whole family is Hutch. No one else is trained at all.
Apparently, Mama Bear is a fucking sniper. She's at the park. I mean, at the fair, knocking things down, and the son's like, "Oh my God, Mom, you're lighting it up."
Yeah, I guess we're supposed to assume that she was trained by Hutch. That's just the assumption you have to think.
But like I said, we don't want to make it seem like it's like a shit movie. So, what's your rating?
I did enjoy the movie for what it was. I realized it wasn't going to be perfect or anything like that. I really do love action and gore. So what I will say is, if you see the movie, just go in with a train of thought that the storyline isn't going to be perfect, but you're really going to enjoy the action. If you go in that train of thought, like I kind of did, you're going to give this movie popcorn worthy, but it's going to be a little stale.
Oh.
It's going to be a little stale. It ain't gourmet, and it's not just regular butter up popcorn. I say that you definitely should go see the movie, but just have the expectation that it's not going to be the best storyline, but it does give a lot of action. It is a feel-good movie. You just want a good feel-good movie, go check this out, for sure.
I'm going to have to roll with this is a streamer, but it's a premium streamer. Like if Netflix put this out, like I said, it would be a great watch. You'll have fun watching it.
It would stay in the number one, top two movies of the week for a while.
Wouldn't, and that's where I would just keep it. I wouldn't go any further as far as like, is it popcorn worthy? Because popcorn worthy, that means you definitely have to drive to the theater to see this. Like, if it wasn't for this review channel, I wouldn't have seen this shit. So that's just that. So I would say, yeah, top tier Netflix movie. Great time, great budget. They would have knocked that out the park as they did the first one. The first one was Netflix, right?
No,
the first one was in theaters too?
2021 was one of the first releases after COVID to go to the movie theaters.
Oh, well, maybe both of these hoes should have went on Netflix.
My God.
But yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's Nobody 2. We about to talk about this AFC. So, this is going to be a big year. It's going to be the first NFL podcast for us. Well, NFL topic, excuse me. AFC playoff contenders, who you got?
I mean, playoff contenders, got to have the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens. The classic three, the big three, as I like to call for the AFC. You know it's going to come down to those three. When does it not come down to those three?
Well,
right?
The whole playoffs, though. All 7, and then we can work.
Okay. Probably no particular order. Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, Broncos. I think the Chargers find a way in there. That division's really, really good. Texans, and I will go Bengals, but I will say it would not surprise me if the Jaguars make it.
Okay. I'm probably just number one, probably going to go Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, Texans, Broncos, Bengals, Jaguars.
No Chargers?
No Chargers.
Oh, wow. That's surprising.
And the reason I was just looking at it, obviously they gotta contend in their division, so that's gonna be tough because I think the Broncos and the Chiefs are gonna be better than them. But I'm not a believer. Like they're gonna be coached really well, but I'm not a believer in all the assets they have. Like Keenan Allen, he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna like change the projection for them. I think Lad's gonna be back.
He helps a lot, to be honest with you.
Hampton's he's gonna do his thing. They're gonna run the ball, but I still feel like it's gonna be up to Herbert. They need Herbert to show out, and if Herbert ain't showing out, they're just gonna run the ball. I don't think that shit. I just don't think that's gonna push them to the playoffs. I think they'll be right there on the cups, but they will literally have to sweep somebody in their division. I don't think they will.
They're sweeping the Raiders.
I think Geno's gonna. I almost said Geno and them were gonna make the playoffs.
They're not making the playoffs.
All right.
I'm not. They're gonna be better than what people think, but they're not making the playoffs because they are the worst in that division, bar none. They're gonna have to focus a lot on. Do they have enough weapons? They have Ashton Genty, but they have Jacoby Myers, but
Brock Bowers.
I mean, he's a good tight end, but who's your second and third receiver? Are these actual guys that are going to produce?
One of them rookies.
See, I'm talking about one of them rookies. So you guys, unproven people, you got to have produce. That's why I'm good the Chargers brought in Keenan Allen, because you can't trust Quentin Johnston. You can't trust
Trey Harris.
You can't trust their rookie receivers they brought in, and then look at the tight end. You know what I mean? So I'm glad the Chargers did that because Keenan Allen, Justin Herbert already have chemistry already. And you already have that with Ladd. So I feel like they have enough weapons to do what they have to do, especially off the play action game. Because not only did you talk about Omarion Hampton, but they're going to he'll be back healthy, Najee Harris. That's a good 1-2 punch. Harris has always been a good 1-2 punch now.
He has.
Come on now.
I think the only thing that's going to get real tricky for the AFC is that lower half of the wild card. We're going to know the cream of the crop. That's going to rise to the top. But that wild card is going to be super interesting because you got Steelers. That defense isn't going to go anywhere. It's going to be predicated on what Rodgers can do for them. But Jaguars, we don't know what they could be. Your boy Liam Cohen, he could get there and then now all of a sudden that offense is going crazy. And then they pushing somebody like the Chargers or the the Chargers or Bengals out of the picture too.
I don't worry much about the Jaguars on the offense side of the ball. But the reason why I have them on the outside looking in is because the defense side of the ball. I know what Liam Cohen's going to do, but what's the defense coordinator going to do? That defense did not really improve very much to the point where I think they're going to sit here and they're going to be on the cusp. I do think that they could push the Texans for the division, but once again, I'm going to take the experience of DeMeco Ryans over a first-year coach Liam Cohen. That's exactly why I feel like with Pete Carroll, he's been out of the coaching game a little bit. He bringing in Geno. We've seen what Geno's looked like the last year or two. He's fine. He wasn't what he was in that year one with Pete Carroll. He's fine.
Hell no.
But Pete Carroll believes in Geno Smith. He's put all his cards in with Geno. And he's a first year again with a new team. And usually you see building blocks, but they're not going to be a well-oiled machine like, these other playoff teams. Obviously, you said the Steelers. Yes, Steelers going to have one of the best defenses in the league. Yeah. But can you believe in 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers? Do you believe in that receiving core other than DK Metcalf? Do you believe in Calvin Austin? Scotty Miller? Do you believe in
Roman Wilson?
Roman Wilson.
He might be all right.
Who might be all right. But Aaron Rodgers said that he needs to get out of his head. I don't know what that means.
And that's what he always does. He always throws people under the bus. And that's the shit I'm talking about. It's not like we're making up things about Aaron Rodgers to like hate. But it's like the way he be operating, it's like, bro, you literally be throwing people under the bus. Last year with the Jets, had a situation with Mike Williams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Throws in the ball. It was miscommunication, though. It was supposed to be here. Instead of being like, hey, we should have, something like, PR-wise. Now he's like, oh, nah, he wasn't where he was supposed to be. Something like that, right?
Yeah, that's not how
that's not how you do
leadership
it,
of a quarterback's supposed to be.
I do think Mike Tomlin, they have a chance. If Mike Tomlin leadership can overcompass Rodgers, then maybe they have a fighting chance. But if Rodgers is going to be running this show and he's going to be throwing people under the bus, imagine what he does to DK if he runs the wrong route or something on a pivotal point in the game. After the game, interview, DK, he really was supposed to, be in this certain
DK's
spot.
not known for route running. That's
Yeah.
exactly why they had JSN, they had Tyler Lockett in Seattle. He's not known for route running.
But that's something Aaron Rodgers would say, and in the
That
media.
could cause issues in the locker room.
Exactly.
Another sleeper that I'm looking forward to watching, New England Patriots. Honestly, seeing what they're going to do. I feel like they are better what people think as well. I know a lot of people are going to be like, you guys are not talking about the Miami Dolphins or the New York Jets. To me, the Patriots are the second most interesting team in that division to see what they're going to do, because I believe in Mike Vrabel. It's his first year there, but he's someone that I can definitely see. He has that dog in him, and he is known for his defense. And if he can do what he does for that defense, bring a savvy, get the most out of them, that offense is going to get better. Everyone gets better when they have a receiver like Stephon Diggs with them.
I got some pushback on that. I actually think the Jets will be better than the Patriots. The Jets defense has the potential to be just as good. Sauce. I mean, I'm not a deep Jets fan, so I don't know what's going on deeply, but they got the names. They got Sauce. They got Quentin Williams. They have pieces.
Yeah, they got good they're probably going to have a top 5, definitely top 10, potentially be a top 5 defense, especially with Aaron Glenn there.
And so,
but offensively, no.
I'm going to take Drake May over Fields.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take Garrett over that, even Diggs. I like Diggs, but I'm going to take Garrett Wilson over Diggs. I'm going to take the running backs. Ooh, Trey Henderson.
Well, I mean, I can understand you taking Breece Hall and the running backs over, but it's a team game. It's a team sport.
And don't the Jets have a better offensive line?
I don't know about that. Patriots' offensive line is pretty decent.
It wasn't last year.
Some of that could be blamed on Drake May holding the ball too long as a rookie.
Is Drake May gonna? Okay, sophomore slump. Is he gonna have a sophomore slump? Well, he didn't even really play that much, so I think this is gonna be his rookie season.
I think you're gonna see more improvement out of him, and I just feel like he throws the football way better than Justin Fields throws the football. I need to see Justin Fields throw the football. I need to see him play well with a team, that's not known. Like the Steelers, everyone knows how the Steelers are, right? And Mike Tomlin, that's how they went 4-2. It wasn't because of Justin Fields. It's because of the system around Fields and that locker room and the chemistry and all that. Here with the Jets, it's a first-year head coach, Aaron Glenn.
First-year offensive coordinator because he's been an assistant, right?
He's been an assistant. Obviously, he was a defensive coordinator, but this is his first time being a head coach.
No, I'm talking about the offensive coordinator they have now. This is first time.
Yes. I'm just saying, to me, and we all know with the Jets, if it ain't a strong start,
the media gonna get on that ass.
Not only did the media get on their ass, but what happened? Think about what Aaron Rodgers last year. They went free falling. They were losing after loss after loss. And this is now with Justin Fields. Fields, I need to see him throw the ball accurately. I need to see him throw the ball. We know he can run, but can he throw? Will the accuracy show? Can he show up in big moments? Because if not, there's a chance they could finish last in the division. And as you said, there's a chance they could finish second in the division. The Dolphins are the Dolphins. I expect them to win 6, 7, 8 games.
Until they start getting cold.
Yeah, and they're going to start
bullshitting. Or until, somebody gets injured.
As you said, a lot of people think this, too. Tyreek Hill, he might get traded. They start losing some games.
Bro, they lose the first 2 or 3, I guarantee you Tyreek Hill going to be like, hey, I'm out. Get me up out of here. I guarantee it, bro. If I had a sleeper, my sleeper should be the Jaguars. It should be the Jaguars. But I'm leaning more towards the Raiders. It's just something about it. If Brock Bowers and
you're
Jacoby
probably believing
Myers,
a lot in Ashton Genty. That has to be the belief.
No, Ashton Genty has to be the one.
Yeah, because last year Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers were very, very good, and they still were trash.
Coaching wasn't good though.
The coaching wasn't good.
I like he a brother, so I was supporting it, but it's Pete Carroll, bro. Like it's Pete Carroll. Like
he's definitely a better head coach. They're in the hardest, or you could call second division hardest football, other than the NFC North.
Didn't they
AFC,
give every team in a division a problem last year? They almost beat the Chiefs.
But all these teams, honestly, have gotten better. I mean, think about it. The Chiefs are going to have basically, finally, mostly all of their receiving core this year. And like I said, to me, this is a revenge season for the Chiefs because they got embarrassed, bro. Embarrassed in that Super Bowl. And I just have a hard time believing they're going to come out and the way they kind of played last season, barely winning games. I don't think that. I think they're going to come out. I think Patrick Mahomes has a lot to prove. And that defense is always very good. I do not see them. Obviously, these are all division games. So, obviously, there could be upsets and there could be splits or whatnot. But I just feel like the Chiefs are coming with a mission this season. We got our backs blown the fuck out.
So, speaking of, is that going to be your offensive player of the year on the AFC side?
It would not shock me if he won, especially since the media loves him. So, if he was to go like 40-8, 40-7, there's a good chance. But I am going to go with the man who should have won it last year, to be honest with you. I'm going to go with Joe Burrow. And my runner-up is going to be Jamar Chase. I just feel like the Bengals offense is just, to me, when you talk about like throwing the football, I feel like these are the best. That's the best team throwing the football. I feel like last year this man threw 45 touchdowns. They make it to the playoffs. I think this season, you know what I'm saying, he knows. Everyone knows the defense is ass. Everyone knows Bengals defense is ass.
Yeah.
He might have to put up 50 for them to win 10, 11 games. So because I know that defense is ass, I'm going to go with them because I know they're going to score a lot of points every game. You can't trust that defense. I'm going to go with Joe Burrow, and I'm going to go with Jamar Chase as the runner-up because I think his stats are going to be ridiculous. I just think that there's just no way of stopping that offense. Just too many weapons and just the chemistry between Burrow, Chase, Higgins, it's just crazy, man. And I feel like Chase Brown is going to do even better than he did last year. He was already a beast last season. I just think offensively they're going to be probably one of the best offenses in the league, and they're going to have to be to win games because that defense is awful. So the stats are all going to be there. So he has a good chance of winning MVP if they win double-digit games. It's just too easy now to give it to Allen and Lamar. It's just too easy.
I would love to make up something to like just to be like a contrast, but I definitely think Joe Burrow is about to win Offensive Player of the Year. If I had to say a runner up and I just wanted to be like spicy with the shit, Trevor Lawrence. Because I think it wouldn't be that his stats would be just so crazy. I think the ascendance of him would just make it seem like, holy shit, you know, this is probably the Offensive Player of the Year. Like the stats probably wouldn't be the top of the top, but they'd probably do like comeback, you know. But his coordinator, Liam Cohen, could probably just push. If he has like a Baker type year, which
he had to cut down the interceptions, though.
Yeah, he'll have to cut down the interception and the turnovers. And yeah, he would have to like really go crazy with BJT. Travis Hunter would need way more.
He would have
reps.
to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, I feel
Yeah.
Like for that to happen, Hunter would have to be Offensive Rookie of the Year.
So that would be my thing, but not to go too far, CJ Stroud. Do not forget about Stroud. They shitted on that boy last year. Do not forget.
I feel like when Nico Collins went down, I mean, it hurt a lot. You know, we need these young receivers. They just traded Mechie to the Eagles. They need these young receivers until they drafted. They need them to ball out. Higgins and Noel, they got to ball out.
If they do,
yeah,
watch out for CJ Stroud. Next week we got NFC. Let us know in the comments below your playoff teams, your sleepers, and your offensive player of the year. Go ahead, intro us out.
With that being said, I'm Lawrence.
I'm Nick.
That's Say What's Real. Like, comment, subscribe for all that content on episode 14 of Say What's Real.
Imagine when we get to like 25 this year. We're going to have something special, I hope.
We got y'all. Appreciate the love and content, baby.